I already shared yung kanyang LinkedIn profile. So why don't we give Sir Jhoe a virtual round of applause? Okay, Sir Jhoe, take it away.
Good afternoon, guys. Sorry, I'm just having some technical errors, a technical problem. So, as you can see, dalawa yung gamit ko. So, for the slides, you can check into sa Jhoe Te. I'm only speaking using my phone kasi. Anyway, so
Pareho tayo
thanks.
ng style, Sir Jhoe. Ganyan din ginagawa ko.
Sir,
Monitor ko yung isa, tapos yung isa para dun sa audio.
Yes. So, yeah, as Sir Sunny said, to give a brief background muna, right now kasi there's a lot of questions arising kung paano natin didiskartehan nga yung mga compensation and benefits during this pandemic. Yung mga issues regarding sa earnings ni employees, taxations, how to report the income of the employees, SBWS, camp, etc. So, unang-una muna, let's check on purpose nung nilabas ni DOLE, yung Labor Advisory. So, ano nga ba ang purpose ng Labor Advisory? So, as indicated on Labor Advisory 9 and 11, it is an alternate mechanism. So, this is just to prevent yung outright termination ng employees natin or eventually to close the business dahil sa bankruptcy. Then second, under Labor Advisory 17, yung guidelines to ensure employment preservation upon resumption nga ng business operations natin. For the past months, siyempre, since March 16, nag-lockdown tayo. So there were several establishments who have not opened their business. So paano makaka-recover yung business? So ano yung mga types of working flexible working arrangement and alternative working scheme as written on those labor advisory. Unang-una na natin yung work from home. Then we have the telecommunicating, reduction of work hours and work days. We have the rotation of works, forced leaves, temporary layoff or furlough, transfer of employee to other branch or outlet, assignment to other functions, partial closure of business or certain department. Then we have the other feasible work arrangements such as yung compressed work week or compressed work days, result only work environment, flexi time, yung split shifts or broken schedules. So paano natin ngayon pinapa-implement yun and what is the impact on the compensation and benefits? So una-una natin yung telecommuting and work from home. Ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba ng dalawa? Well, it's simple. Telecommuting, like Sir Sunny said earlier, it is not only yung working from home. It's working anywhere. Kahit na nasa coffee shop ka or nasa beach, you can work. As long as you have the infrastructure, internet connection, your laptops, or even mobile phones. Then, work from home and remote working. So, ano yung salaries and compensation on this? So, salaries will still the same. As employees are working according to required number of hours or work. Allowances, siyempre, it depends on the company and types of allowance that the employee is receiving. For instance, siyempre, yung transportation allowance kunyari. So, dahil naka-work from home si employees, temporarily, pwede nating i-freeze yung providing those allowances, transportation. We can probably change the allowance that we are giving to employees, and instead of transportation, we provide telecommunication or property subsidy for internet or electricity. So it is really depending on the capacity of the employer, if they have the capacity to provide those type of allowances. Sorry. So rotation, reduction of work hours or work days. Syempre, as it says, it will be only based on the number of hours or work that the employee rendered for that week or for that particular cutoff. That is the only basis that we will compute for the salary of employees. Then we can also implement yung rotation of work. For instance, employee A will be working Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Employee B will be working Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Purpose of this, syempre, to ensure that the employee have something, some income. Unlike na we will just have one employee work straight 1 week, at least somehow meron tayong binibigay the income for the employee during this pandemic. So statutory contributions for this, syempre, it is only based on the income that is received by the employee for the cutoff or for the month. So doon natin i-base yung contributions nila. So itong isa medyo hindi natin masyadong pinopropose, which is the forced leaves, temporary layoff, furlough, or floating status. So, yun nga, if employee has remaining leaves, we can ask them to exhaust and use all their remaining leaves. Then after using that, they will be put on no work, no pay, or what we call the temporary layoff. So under Article 300 ng Labor Code, employer are allowed to put employees under temporary layoff up to a maximum of 6 months. That is without pay. After 6 months, employer has either to recall employee or permanently retrench them. So ito yung iniiwasan natin, yung to retrench the employee. Kaya we are looking on other ways like yung transferring them to other branches, rotational works like we have said earlier, plus yung reduced work hours or work days. So best practice for this during the 6 months or before the 6 months period lapses is ask employee to report back to work within the 6-month period once business resume operations. Hindi natin kasi maiwasan that other employees will probably look for other job opportunities outside, lalo na wala silang income. So, yun nga, kung maaari, we constantly check employees' status, send them, yun nga, yung return to work. If we're if we're resuming the operations already. So statutory and reporting for this, unang-una, syempre, it is only based on the income of employee. Dahil nga no work, no pay, or temporary layoff, we don't report any income. Or if they have any used leaves, that's the only one that we're going to report. And that will be only the basis for the statutory contributions. So the transfer to other departments or branch or assignment of other function. So that's another option for flexible working arrangement instead of having and putting employee to no work, no pay. So one consideration is if employees within the region doing the same function we can still apply the same salary. Pero if we transfer them to a region or province, we can probably adjust using the provincial rate as long as it is within the minimum wage of that region. But uh, before before doing that, we need to also have the consent of that particular employee. So there should always be a mutual agreement between the employee and employer, and also issue a letter or an agreement as to how long probably will be that arrangement. At the same time, if you can also issue the new job description and responsibility of the employee. Bakit? This also affects the performance of the employee. Siyempre, if we want the issuing a new job description, he might contest that it is not part of his duties or responsibilities. So other feasible working arrangement, we have the compressed work week, compressed work day. So as indicated in Department Advisory number 4, yung compressed work week na is a flexible work arrangement, reducing yung 6 days or 5 days, sa iba, within the week, as long as yung total number of working hours for that week is still the same. Then it is spread out lang during that week. Let's say instead of 5 days, we will have the employee on the report 4 days a week. Then instead of 8 hours, probably 9, 10 hours, depending on the agreement with the employee. Kung ilan ba yung work number of hours per week. Let's say 40 hours per week. Spread out natin Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Pwedeng one day, may 12 hours siya. Second day, 10 hours. As long as 40 hours are rendered within that week. And always remember, we also need to report this first with Department of Labor into sa compressed work week. We also have the flexi time, broken time, and split shift. So yung flexi time, it's clear as long as employee rendered 8 hours a day or 40 hours a week, regardless kung ilang hours ang nire-render nila at anong oras sila or yung shift nila. Then broken time, we can say that probably sometimes it applies mostly on the technical assist, yung mga working on the IT departments. Sometimes they need to work and look on mga global arrangement, 4 hours in the morning, then another 4 hours in the evening. So dun pumapasok yung broken time or split shift. So ito yung pinaka-issue ng most of the employers ngayon. Reduction of wages and wage-related benefits. Si Dole kasi nag-advise ng bagong labor advisory, which is Labor Advisory 17, that allowing the wage and wage-related reduction. So, as it says, it must be voluntarily agreed in writing by both the employee and employer. Tapos, it should not exceed 6 months or what is agreed upon by the CPA. So, at the same time, the proposed new salary shall not be less than the minimum wage rate of the region. Nagiging issue natin ngayon dito is some employers are not asking the consent of employee and just implementing immediate reduction on the salary. So si employee magugulat na lang na bakit biglang naging ganito yung sweldo ko. Let's say instead of 18,000, bigla na naging 15,000. So gaya ng sinabi, dapat it should be voluntarily agreed by both the employee and the employer. Other benefits, like yung mga de minimis benefits as well. So it can be also reduced as long as there is a mutual agreement between the employee and employer. So what are the employee aids that probably most of the companies have provided during the COVID-19 pandemic? So some employers provide cash allowances. We also probably provide or in advance their 13th month pay. We release the 13th month pay, bonuses, other benefits. Some employers are providing hazard pay. But we need to consider those are some of the items are taxables. Before providing those allowances, it also be must clear to employees what is the impact of their on their total salaries. Kasi in the end, let's say we provide like cash allowance or cash assistance, then employees are expecting that it's a parang gratitude na bigay na assistant ni employer. Pero on the accounting side, on the employer side, it should be taxable. Doon papasok siya sa 90,000 na limit. Doon sa other income, including the 13th month pay. Then hazard pay, please take note that only workers in public sectors are entitled to this benefit. Then only minimum wage earners are exempted from that tax for hazard pay tax. Sorry. So if a certain employee who is not a minimum wage earner receive hazard pay, it will be treated as other income and should be taxable. So, like I said, to summarize, any payments received by the employee is treated as as other income during this pandemic. So, it should be generally taxable unless clearly provided by the law, like yung mga de minimis benefits. So, we should consider and check first before providing to the employee. So, another thing is the government cash aids. So we have the DSWD SAP, we have the DOLE CAMP, and SSS SBWS. So ang source natin sa DSWD SAP is the Memorandum Circular Number 4. It indicates that 8,000 per month for those under NCR, and beneficiaries are many the poorest of the poor. So for those former sectors or those who are employed, they should be receiving the DOLE CAMP. However, some of us who are able to receive the DOLE CAMP already applied for the SBWS. So for those who receive the CAMP, always remember that on the second tranche, it will be deducted to the employee. So instead of 8,000 on the second tranche, the employee will only receive 3,000. So on the SBWS, ang sabi is employee must not resign and employer must not terminate the employee during the ECQ period. And the schedule of payout is first tranche is on the May 1st to 15. Second tranche is extended until June 15. So what we will do if employee resign. So these are the mostly the questions of the employers or our employees. So malinaw nakasulat doon that we need to refund and return to SSS. So paano ang gagawin natin? So we need to deduct on their final pay. So statutory contributions during ECQ and GCQ. Employers still need to report the employees and pay necessary statutory contributions based on employees' income. So, like I said earlier, if employee only works, let's say, for 3 days or for a certain period, kung magkano lang yung income niya, yun lang ang re-report natin. Then, yun lang ang magiging basis natin kung magkano yung contribution niya for that period or for that month. Employers also need to report employees as no work, no pay. So, doon sa mga SSS, Pag-ibig and PhilHealth reports, I think some have challenges na they are selecting no income or zero income. Then when they generate the report, hindi nagtatali. So first, ang best practice, like they said, is to temporarily remove the employee on the list and only report those who have income. For PhilHealth at Pag-ibig, especially mga naka-attach lang natin ng mga Excel sheets, we can still report the employee and put zero income and contribution. So, conclusions and consideration. Like I said, many employers are considering all cost savings measures during this crisis. So, implementing such measures are there as they relate to compensation benefits plans require careful planning. So, before we implement, we need to check what is the impact on the employer and the employee. Then, what is the capacity of the business and what is the need to pay them? It is mandated, it is indicated by law, so we need to check first before implementing any of these strategies. Okay, that's it. So if anyone have questions, you may raise it.
Okay, take your time to ask questions. Nathanie, kindly moderate. If you have a question, either you can raise your hand, you can type it,
Actually, sir,
or
may
you can
question na po
unmute
sa
your...
ano.
Sige, go ahead.
So, yung first question po ay from Ms. Rochelle. Regarding po sa reduction of hours ng employee, let's say they will be working for less than 8 hours a day. Will the pay be computed as whole pa rin if they are monthly paid employees, or we can deduct the salary based on the numbers of hours?
Okay, for that, syempre, it should only be based on the number of hours worked for that period. Pero before, like I said earlier, before implementing any of those flexible working arrangement, it should be cleared to the employees as well. You should ask for the consensus of the employees if they are amendable to that, and explain to them bakit ba natin ginagawa, pinapa-implement natin yung any flexible working arrangement, like yung reduced work hours. We can easily say that we're implementing this to prevent also reducing the manpower.
Ayan. Before going back to, before having the second question po, maybe we can accommodate Michelle's question po. She's raising her hand.
Hello.
Oo, sure.
Hello. Yes po.
Oo, sure.
Just want to clarify lang then sir about SBWS kasi one of our employee recently resigned. Yung effectivity date niya will be I think first week of July. Pero he was able to get yung dalawang subsidy na 8,000. So I just wanna know if ang ibabalik ba if in case will be the second tranche or both.
That thing we need to clarify with SSS kasi it doon sa regulations nila nakasulat kasi doon na during the ECQ or GCQ period.
Yes sir.
So
Opo.
so yun nga ang nakasulat kasi na payout is until June 15. Then as of now we're still under GCQ, so we can still consider that the employee should still not resign. So if ever they resign, we need to refund.
Mm-mm. Okay sir.
Okay, sir. So let's move on to the second question po. It's from Stephanie Astrero. Regarding sa flexi time, the company agrees 7 hours a day lang, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Okay lang po ba yun? No reduction from the salary naman po.
Yes, okay lang naman yan. Like I said, no reduction from the salary. If it's the company prerogative naman, if they're still paying the employees, if the employees still rendering lesser hours instead of the 8 hours, yung nga sabi mo 7 hours lang. So okay lang yan.
Ayan, sir. Thank you, sir. For the third question naman po, marami po tayong questions, sir. Are employers allowed, let's say an employee is for disciplinary action due to a performance-related issue, can we terminate the employee during this pandemic?
Yun ang mahirap.
Yes. Gaya naman ng sabi, COVID doesn't prevent employer to terminate employee as long as it undergoes due process. Like you said,
Correct.
like I said, they are under disciplinary actions, then have performance-related issue. So as long as you have the proper documentation, you observe the due process, there's nothing wrong to terminate the employee.
Thank you, sir. Miss Ella is raising
Can
her
I
hand
add?
po. Yes, sir, Pam? Is that you?
Mag-a-add lang ako doon sa sinabi ni Sir
Hi,
Jhoe.
Sir
Wait lang
Sunny.
ah.
Sige po.
Maghahad lang patay.
Yes, Sir Sunny po.
Hello.
Opo, Sir Sunny.
Okay, doon lang in addition doon sa sinabi ni Sir Jhoe, wala namang restriction sa pag-terminate for just causes. Okay, ang restriction lang natin ng SBWS is yung authorized causes. Alright? Pero kung for just cause ito, and halimbawa, pinasabog niya yung isa sa mga area sa kumpanya, di ba? Sinunog niya, arson, o kaya nagnakaw. Alright? So, alam nga naman, intay mo pang matapos yung quarantine bago mo aksyonan yun. Merong prescriptive period pagdating sa administrative cases. Okay? So, kung klaro na just cause siya, pwede tayong mag-terminate. Yung mga gray area lang ang hindi pwede. Okay? Like yung gagamitin natin yung insubordination for employees who are refusing to report for work. Yun, hindi uubra yun. Gray area yon. Alright? O kaya gagamitin natin yung AWOL leading to abandonment of work kasi walang masakyan yung empleyado, so pagkakataon na natin to para tanggalin. Yun, gray area yon. Anything that pertains doon sa right of the employee to refuse work, gray area. Pero kung halimbawang klarong-klaro na may termination offense siya o kaya performance-related dahil naka-PIP o kaya proby, ibinagsak niya yung proby period niya, kahit na ikinonsider mo na yung ECQ, we can still terminate. Okay? Alright, sige, go ahead. Nat. Nat. Nawala ka na, Nat.
Ayan, sir, nakamute pala. Sorry. Opo, someone's raising her hand po, Miss Ella. Please proceed
Oo,
with your question po.
Opo, pasensya na kasi na-type ko ata ng mali. Napunta
Okay.
lang sa isang participant. Pero while I have you here na, na rin po, tanong ko na lang din po. Because napansin ko rin po to sa mga ibang forums, no? Not just here dito sa natin. Mukhang meron, Sir Jhoe, lagi pong may confusion pagdating po dun sa, kunwari, kunwari monthly paid employee ako versus daily paid employee. Pagdating na po sa calculation ng work hours, kamukha nitong sa kaso na to na magre-reduce tayo ng work days, magre-reduce tayo ng work hours, nalilito na po yung mga tao kapag paano i-compute. Kasi ang feeling nila kapag monthly paid yung employee, buo pa rin ang sweldo kahit hindi po mapasok. Parang ganun po. Minsan merong ganung extreme po akong nakikita. Siguro po, kung may couple of minutes kayo, baka pwede pong paliwanagan nyo kami tungkol dun sa monthly paid versus daily paid po. Ano po ba yung pagkakaiba? Tapos kung ano po yung sa pag-calculate, baka po makatulong sa marami. Thank you po.
Ayun. I think with that we can discuss on another topic. Pero to give an idea, a monthly paid employee is said to be paid in every day paid, yun nga, yung doon mag-apply yung no work, no pay. So, hindi ibig sabihin na
Nawala ka, Sir Jhoe. Rewind. Naputol
sorry.
ka.
Sorry, sir. Ayan. Yun nga, monthly pay is those employees who are paid every day of the year, meaning even on the weekends and holidays. Daily paid employees are those who are paid for the days lang na work nila. Doon yung no work, no pay. So those monthly rated employees are still also considered as daily rated. Hindi ibig sabihin na naka-monthly rate tayo, or monthly paid na tayo.
Yes.
So doon papasok yung factor natin na 261 and 313. Kung Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday lang yung pinapasok natin. With regards to the calculations, we can probably discuss on a separate topic.
Thank you po, sir. Laking tulong po.
Maybe we can also ask Ms. Let to unmute your mic po for you to be able to proceed with your question po.
Hi, good evening. May question lang po ako. Pwede po ba kaming temporary layoff kahit naka-receive po ng SPWS yung mga employees? Paano po kaya yung
temporary layoff, I think pwede naman. Ang hindi is yung pag-terminate. Oo, yung pag-retrench, yung pag-alis sa employee. Temporary layoff, we're just putting them on a no work, no pay. But still, we still consider them an active employee. They are still entitled for other benefits like yung mga HMO natin or group life insurance.
Pwede rin po namin stop muna yung contribution nila during the layoff period.
Yes. During the layoff kasi, yun yung pumapasok yung no work, no pay. So, no contributions. For the employees, if ayaw nila na may bungi or may laktaw contributions nila, you can propose that they can probably change their status to voluntary employee for the time being. Kasi mahirap pag si employer ang magkagawa nun. We will still report them as parang active natin, we're still contributing for them. Kasi may impact pati doon sa tax natin. So, parang inire-report natin sila, may contributions pa rin sila, then naka-lay off naman pala sila. Doon sa, pag na-audit tayo, medyo mahirap yun ipaliwanag sa kanila na why did you report na may contribution where in fact, wala naman palang salary for that period.
Thank you po.
Yes, sir.
Baka may follow-up question doon.
Oo nga, sir. Question
Kasi-
po, sir. May follow-up.
Sige, go.
Sir, paano daw po kung, kunyari, di ba nakakuha ng SBWS, second tranche pa, then, mag-retrench yung company, pero effectivity sa June, parang June 26 pa. Is it okay or not?
Like I said earlier, we need to check kung ano ba yung specific na sinasabi ni SSS do sa guidelines nila. Kung yung ba until lang do sa payout date na June 15 or hanggang end ng GCQ. Kasi do sa ang sabi is during the ECQ or GCQ period. So until now kasi nasa GCQ period pa rin tayo. So kung tutusin, bawal pa rin tayo na mag-terminate ng any employee.
Okay, sir. Baka po meron pa pong gustong mag-follow-up questions regarding doon sa topic na question.
Sa akin lang to add, yung mga
Apa.
nagpe-pay voluntarily. Yes, tama si Sir Jhoe doon na kausapin sa employee na i-convert na voluntary na lang. There are some companies na kahit na i-convert voluntarily, binibigay pa rin yung, especially yung temporary layoff, binibigay pa rin yung pambayad sa employee. Si employee na bahalang magbayad. Now, konsiderasyon na lang siya kasi mahirap, malaki ang epekto ng bungi 6 months is 6 months. Diba? So malaki yung repercussion niya pagdating doon sa availment ng employee.
Yes,
And
sir.
pagdating naman doon sa dapat bang mag-terminate o yung ni-retrench, kung magiging conservative tayo doon sa interpretation ng sa SSS and to be always safe, yung filing of the notice ang pagbabasihan, hindi yung effectivity date. Alright? Kasi tinetechnical natin wala nang GCQ, yung effectivity solusot na. Kasi employed pa rin sila during the time. Hindi, kundi yung the filing of the notice. If we want to be conservative about it.
Okay po, sir.
Sige, Sir
Thank you
Jhoe.
po.
Sorry.
Yun, just to answer, like yung sinabi mo na employer are giving the contribution to the employee. So, mayroong mga employer that they're providing yung either their employer share or both the employee and employer share to the employee tapos sila magbabayad. Ang nangyayari doon sa books or sa accounting side, we're just considering it as an expenses doon sa books natin. Hindi natin pino-consider as statutory contributions yon. Kasi pag we consider it as statutory contributions, auditors will look for the relevant income. Kaya we can report it as statutory contributions.
Okay, sir. Thank you po for the clarification. Punta naman po tayo sa mga nag-type po ng question from Ms. Rosites. Monthly paid employee po kami from 5 compressed work week. They will be required to work only for 4 days at 8 hours per day from 9 hours per day. Is it right to do not pay the rest day and Saturday if we are using 365 days factor?
Ito. Kasi if you are using 365 days factor, you're saying you are in monthly paid.
Yes,
nga.
sir.
So, during the compressed work week, ang gagawin na lang natin is we will only be paying the employee for the hours or the days work. So, before implementing yung changes dun sa compressed work week nyo na initially 5 days, tapos gagawin nyo na lang 4 days, you need to report this first to DOLE, yung changes nyo sa compressed work week nyo na yan. With regards to the salary, kung kailangan bang bayaran yung rest day and Saturday of employee, monthly paid, ang naintindihan naman siguro ni Dole na with the pandemic, we're only be paying kung ano yung pinasok lang ni employee for that particular period. Yun lang yung babayaran natin.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for clarification. Next question po. If you are working in NCR, and the business registration is in province, how much will be the cash assistance of the said employee must receive in his or her SBWS? If mas okay po siguro, sir, kung sabihin din niya kung saan province yun. Diba, sir, depende rin po sa region. Tama po ba?
Ganito yan. Kung saan naka-report na branch si employee ng SSS, kung saan yung branch ng SSS, yun yung, kung nasa province ba, so yun yung amount na marireceive ni employee. Not yung kung saan siya nagtatrabaho or kung saan siya nakadestino.
Okay, sir. Thank you po. Next question, sir. Kami po, alternate ang work, MWF and TTH. Those days na hindi ka papasok, work from home ka, subject for submission of daily accomplishment. May Saturday po kami, pero inalis po. If gusto mabayaran, apply yung leave credits, if meron pa, or if gusto, mag-work from home ng Saturday for approval pa ng department head. Monthly paid po kami. Okay lang po ba yung ganun? Memo type po ang ginawa namin na announcement or need pa din namin magpa-sign to each employee?
Okay. Ito yung dito pumapasok yung alternate work schedules.
Apo, sir.
You said na work from home pa rin naman kayo ng other days, yung Tuesday and Thursday. Pero yung tinatanong nyo is yung sa Saturday, which need prior approval or mag-a-apply ng leave. Unang-una kasi, no work, no pay talaga tayo eh. So, I think now necessary requirements dapat na may prior approval pa ng department head regarding do sa kung gusto mag-work from or hindi during Saturday. Supposedly, inayos natin yung schedule ng mga tao na kaya nang sabi mo, MWF sa office, TTH, and should be including Saturday. 3 days in the office and 3 days dapat na naka-work from home sila para mabayaran. So if they did not work for Saturday, wala dapat talagang salary for that. And I think no necessary requirements na dapat papirmahin pa ng acknowledgement si employee for that.
Okay, sir. Isa pa po na from dun po sa mga nag-type, from Ms. Richelle, is there a deadline to submit the SSSR 8 form for temporary closure ng company? Will I use the same form if one of our branches terminate its services permanently? Thank you daw po.
Right now, I'm not yet clear. I haven't checked yet kung kailan yung deadline for the submission ng R8. But let us check first with the SSS website para sure tayo. So we can come back on you on that siguro sa GC natin.
Sir, Miss Ella is raising her hand. Maybe Miss Ella, you can unmute your phone po, microphone.
Sorry po, hindi ko lang po natanggal na.
Tama. Okay, Miss Lay na lang po. Hi, Miss Lay. Can you please unmute your mic po and proceed with your question? Miss Lay? Lay? Miss
Ako
Lay?
po ba?
Apo.
Lay Kahigan?
Naka-raise po yung hand nyo?
Opo.
Apa. Sige, ma'am. Please proceed with your question po.
Ang question ko po kasi is mostly yung head kasi yung mismong company namin is willing magbayad for the government. Actually nasagot na siya kanina. So gusto ko lang i-clarify yung sa case nung sa akin as an employer kasi gusto ni company na magbayad kasi nga regarding nga dun sa mga gaps. So is it possible, yun actually nasagot na siya kanina, pero gusto ko rin i-clear kung halimbawa paano yung other way na po pwedeng gawin na bayaran bukod dun sa ibibigay kasi hindi ko rin masasabi na Hindi rin masasabi na pag binigay sa tao, mababayad nila. Ganon, something like ganon kung situation. So parang in behalf of the company, para sure lang din na yung mga babayad sa mga empleyado is sure na ibabayad nila.
Ayun. Like we said earlier,
Yes po.
we will ask them to temporarily change yung status nila to voluntary member. So, how can you check? Siyempre, you will ask them to provide yung copy ng payments para yun ang assurance ninyo. Pero, ang ano nga natin is we can push employee. Ngayon, it is subject for employer kung pag hindi nila ni-remit ni employee yung binigay nila, they can probably ask them to refund. Dahil during this time naman na wala namang income si employee and there should be no contribution. So, wala dapat talagang employer share na ibigay si employer.
Okay po. So, pwede po ba akong ulit mag-follow-up question? Kasi may mga katulad po nung sa naka-maternity. So, ngayon po, yung naka-maternity po na empleyado is, syempre magkakaroon din po ng gap. Nung halimbawa, April and May po kasi namin wala kaming remittance. So, possible po ba yun na magkaroon ng problem dun sa mat leave nila? Kasi katulad po sa SSS, wala po silang bayad for April and May. So, yun nga po, nung last time kasi nag-webinar ako sa SSS, wala daw po problema for the gap. Pero yung paano po yung yung PhilHealth and pag-ibig, sa case po nun, hindi kaya siya magkakaroon ng problema dun sa computation ng salary differential?
Hindi naman. As long as, yun nga, gaya ng sinabi ni SSS,
yes,
naintindihan naman nila that during those periods, lalo na no work, no pay, so they will only compute naman for yung highest monthly contributions during the before the continuity periods. So, first question natin is, kailan ba manganganak? Kailan ba file ng maternity leave? So if yun nga, nandun naman siya sa contingency period, so there's probably no impact do sa marireceive ni employee na maternity leave benefit.
Okay po. Pero kung halimbawa po yung yung sa case po naman ng sa differential, nawala tuloy ako.
Yes, salary differential.
Yung salary differential niya. As is pa rin yun. Kasi may isang nag-question din po sa amin. We are informed HR community. So ngayon nagtanong sila kung halimbawa po na kasi sa differential is ang basis yung sa yung sa total income nila. Hindi naman po sinasama yung nila, di ba? Halimbawa may mga holiday pays, ganyan. Hindi po siya kasama, included for the salary differential.
Yes.
Tama po ba?
Ang salary differential kasi, ko-compute mo talaga kung magkano dapat yung the maternity leave benefit na makukuha ni employee using yung daily rate or the monthly rate niya.
Apo.
Tapos, ililess mo na lang yung nakuha niya na maternity benefit from the SSS. Then you will just distribute yung difference in 105 days or 3.5 months. So yun yung makukuha ni employee. So there should be no impact regarding do sa PhilHealth or sa SSS and pag-ibig niya.
So you mean po, sir, halimbawa katulad ng case natin for the SWS, para clear lang din po sa iba, yung sabihin na natin na hindi natin binayaran si SSS. So for the PhilHealth and pag-ibig, so hindi rin tayo nagbayad. So wala, dun sa salary differential, hindi siya i-reflect kasi hindi natin siya binayaran. Tama po ba ako? Hindi tayo mag-a-adjust dun sa deduction for yung sa benefit niya. Kasi di ba ang mandatory for maternity is kailangan bayad ni employer yung months kung kailan siya naka-leave.
Ayan.
Tama.
Yung salary differential is subject pa rin statutory deduction.
Okay.
So kung magkano yung salary differential niya, yun lang yung kukumputan natin ng statutory contribution.
Okay po. Sige. Yun lang yung other for now na question ko. Kasi yun ang mostly yung sa maternity kasi nga isa pa po yun yung mga kasi yung iba meron po kasi na pinasok yung naka-SWS sila. So parang nangyari is ano tawag dito? Yun yung isang mga questions na naka-mat leave sila kasi ang sabi nga po dun sa SWS hindi siya covered. Dapat kapag naka-leave yung tao, yung mismong empleyado from the period of GCQ or ECQ. So, they are not allowed, tama po ba, na hindi sila isama dun sa mismong coverage for the SPWS?
Yeah. Those who were able to claim or receive the maternity benefits are not allowed to receive the SPWS.
From the coverage of kung kailan sila naka-leave. Tama po?
Yes. Kasi
okay.
During the leave period nila. Kasi
Same as thing for
nakakuha na sila ng benefits. So hindi sila considered as no work no pay eh.
Okay.
Kasi you're paying them the maternity leave salary differential. At the same time, they already received the SSS maternity benefit in advance. So during those maternity leave period, bayad sila. So we cannot consider them na eligible for the SPWS.
Yun kasi yung mga other confusions from the CompenBen, mostly from the HR community. So ang hirap kasing kasi minsan kukuha lang din ng details, tapos pa iba-iba yung makukuha na lumalabas galing sa SSS, ganyan. So clear ko lang din para at least clear din sa iba na nagko-question. Tsaka sa akin din. Kasi yun yung isa sa mga questions na medyo tricky. Tapos yun lang at yun ang nangyayari. Same as thing sa sickness. Tama, sir. Kasi naka-leave din sila with pay from the existing nila. Tama ba?
Yes.
Paano kung halimbawa,
Okay.
sir, yung sickness, sorry yung sickness niya is ilang days lang, tapos hindi na siya na-cover dun sa SBWS. Pwede pa rin siya i-consider. Halimbawa, mga March lang, na-end na siya ng document.
Yes, kung naman, after that, na-consider naman siya na no work, no pay talaga.
Yes,
during the GCQ period pa rin, you can apply for the SPWS.
Okay, sige po.
Okay, we
For
have
now, yun
some
muna.
questions sa
Sorry.
chat box.
Thank you.
This is from JM Chu, and I think nasagot na rin ito. For temporary layoff and for law, is it okay to pay for their own contribution without employer share? Nasagot mo na siya, Sir Jhoe, And then from Let Hernandez, paano po magiging salary ng monthly paid employees if skeletal workforce kami? Nasagot na rin to, right?
Yes, it should only based on the number of days or hours worked.
All right. From Armela, my staff got SAP last April 8, and today she got another 8 for BWS for the first tranche. Now, what if she still got another SAP? How can she return it? Ako nasasagot, Sir Jhoe. Pupunta siya doon sa DSWD, ibabalik niya po yung both tranches, yung 16K ng SAP, at humingi siya ng certification. Importante yan dahil after na mag-audit ang gobyerno kung sino yung doble-doble ang tinanggap at yung sinabi din sa SBWS na kung hindi nag-avail ng hindi naman dapat eligible, makakatanggap po yan ng demand letter. So bago makatanggap ng demand letter, ayusin na po natin, lalo na pagdating doon sa SBWS. Kasi pag nasilip ang kumpanya, okay, pwedeng ang BIR, imbis na yung tao lang na concern ng problema ninyo, yung BIR sisilipin na yung bawat sulok ng kumpanya because of that incident. So mas maganda bago magtapos yung deadline, ayusin na po natin. Okay? From Ara, ang question niya, 6 hours work in the office, 6 hours work at home for the entire week, but employee salary will be paid 50% only. Is that legal? Sir Jhoe?
Doon papasok yung reduction ng salary, that there should be an agreement between the employee and employer.
Correct. All right. So from Tiffany, reduction of work hours po ang schedule namin kahit po walang income si company. Kinonsider po na mag-implement ng alternate work scheme para po may salary. Paano po ang naging basis about probi period given na during ECQ? Di po ba ma-assess properly ang performance lalo na po sa sales position?
Ayan. Nandun naman sa labor advisory na yung ECQ or GCQ period should not be counted kung wala talagang tawag dito, yung parang staff operations. So pero kung merong pinapasok o naka-skeletal yung work ninyo, yung number of days, ibabawas nyo yon or ika-count nyo dun sa probi period pa rin niya. Ang sinasabi mo naman is regarding sa performance, sa sales. Particularly for sales, there's always be a metrics, lalo na yung mga quota. So it depends on the marketing head or the management, how will they adjust kung paano yung ma-assess yung metrics, especially during this pandemic, medyo mababa ang sales ng lahat ng tao. So I think management should assess first before siyempre implementing kung agkano yung dapat na target ni employee.
All right, another from the chat box. From Resty, if mag-work from home permanently, pwede ba magbawas ng allowance? Nasagot mo na siya kanina, right?
Yes, like I said, depending on the type of allowances that the employer is giving. Let's say, transportation allowance. So, pwedeng alisin yun dahil hindi naman nagko-compute yung mga tao. Gasoline, parking. So, it really depends on the type of allowances the employer is giving.
Okay, from Josa, would like to ask po, we have for law, floating employees, paano po namin sabihin sa kanila na floating sila for 6 months? Verbal ba or in letter? Everything po is in letter. Hindi po tayo nagbe-verbal sa mga bagay na ganyan. Alright, from Johnny, what if po magkaroon na ng pasok si employee last May 4 pero naka-receive po siya ng first and second tranche? Need pa ba ibalik yung mga nakuha niya?
No need. Kasi dito, ang inaano naman is the employee at least is on no pay for at least 2 weeks. So May 4 na i-check ninyo kung nag-fall ba siya doon sa eligibility na yon.
All right. And from JM Chu, sabi niya follow-up question sa TLO contribution.
For TLO contributions, like I said earlier, if there is no income, there should be no contributions.
From Rochelle, we have an employee na may transpo allowance included sa salary package. Even not everyday naman umaalis siya, but during the pandemic, we want to remove it. May notification naman, but if he didn't fully agree, will that be okay and not considered as diminution ng salary? Good question.
Yes, considering kasi na allowance siya. Pero, like I said, merong mga allowances na if you are given for a certain period of time na hinog na. So, hindi mo na basta-basta pwedeng tanggalin. So, you need to determine how long have you been given this type of allowance to the employee. Then, second, like you said, there should be a mutual agreement first between the employee and employer before removing or reducing any salary and wage-related or allowances.
All right. From Sam, what if nag-reduce ng working days from 5 to 3 days? Paano ang payment? Daily or monthly? Daily or monthly pa din, deducted ng 2 days no work?
Yes, we'll only be paying based on the number of days nga. Sabi mo, 3 days a week na lang instead of 5 days. So, it's either way. If you pwedeng bayaran nyo sila ng based on the days, or kung naka-monthly rated sila, you will just deduct as parang absences yung 2 days. na no work employee.
Okay, from Jen, sabi niya, if the company applied the wage reduction, does employer need to pay back the reduced amount? Jen, if you are still in the house, paki-unmute mo yung mic and you can elaborate this. Kasi pag sinabi mong reduced amount, the assumption here is hindi kayo nagbawas ng work days. Nagbawas lang kayo ng sweldo. Can you confirm that?
Hi, sir. Good
Yes.
evening.
Good evening.
Opo, yung sa question ko po, sir, for clarification, nagbawas lang po ng pay, pero hindi po nagbawas ng work days.
Okay, Sir Jhoe, kailangan bang ibalik yon?
Actually, it depends on the agreement ni employee and employer. If the employer has the capacity after the ECQ or after all of this pandemic, naka-recover siya, if they have enough income, we can probably return it as a bonus for the employee. To give a great example, we have this in place. We'll be cutting or reducing salaries of employees globally. We have a policy in place that we will determine the financial income of the employee, of the company for the coming 3 months. If within the 3 months, the company was able to recover, we'll be returning back those yung na-lost na salary or reduced salary as a bonus to the employee. So actually, there's no need to return it kung ano naman during the period. After na nung agreed period, na yun nga, maximum 6 months, ibabalik nyo lang dun sa normal salary ni employee.
All right. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
It depends on the arrangements. From some, again, can we offer the employee to option whether to file indefinite leave for 6 months, for law for 6 months, or accept the temporary layoff? Pareho lang naman siya. Yung temporary layoff galing sa kumpanya, yung for law, yung leave is galing dun sa employee. Whichever way is suitable for the organization or for the employee, yun yung pwede natin gawin. Okay?
Just to add, sir, baka kasi ma-technical tayo if we will be the one who will be providing the option to employee, lalo na yung sinasabi natin to file indefinite leave. So, much better that we proceed with the management decision if follow natin or we will be putting the employee on a temporary layoff.
All right, from Jennifer. Sir Jhoe, nabanggit nyo kanina ang statutory contribution will be based on the gross salary. Pero paano po kung based sa basic monthly rate? Lumabas po na ang salary ni employee is based on actual days na pinasok. Pero ang deduction ng statutory ay based sa monthly basic rate. No OT ito, purely salary lang. Ano po ang legal implication nito?
Okay, let me clear out this. Ang basis talaga natin kasi sa SSS is the gross income, including the overtime, kung meron man. For PhilHealth and pag-ibig is only 50 pesos or 100 pesos. So, implications, ang basis lang talaga natin is the actual days or actual income ni employee. Doon lang tayo mag-base.
Okay. Alright, so ang gagawin na lang natin, people, since it's already 7 p.m., okay? Okay ka pa ba, Sir Jhoe, to answer all the chat questions, or do you want to answer this na lang tapos ibabato sa different GCs? We have at least mga 7 or 8 more.
Still have 10 minutes.
Okay, sige. So basahin ko na lang lahat Tapos, you try to compress the questions. Okay, okay lang?
Okay lang, sir.
Okay. Tapos yung ibang hindi masagot, ibabato ko rin sa'yo para masagot din siya sa GC, okay?
Sure, sir. No worries.
First question from Resty. Regarding po sa maternity, may employee kami na manganganak sa September. Ask ko lang po sa computation kasama ba allowances and de minimis ang makukuha niya. Another question, Richelle. Follow up po sa maternity. What if po nag-send na kami ng employees affected for establishment closure then nag-inform na preggy siya before the termination date? Currently po, voluntary pay lang po. Pwede mag-apply online. Sila na po ba mag-notify kay SSS? Alright. Another question. Sir Jhoe. Ano sagot na to? Okay. Okay, nasagot nabasa ko na yan. If an employee requested for a permanent work from home, okay lang ba na magbawas ng allowance since we're planning din na cost cutting? This is from Resty. From Joyce, what if dole 5K, then first and second tranche FWS, how much I return? Do we need to wait for the letter? Sinagot ko na to kanina. Huwag intayin ang demand letter dahil mas mahirap na pong ayusin ang problema. Ang mas madaling isoli ngayon, yung sa SAP, yung sa dole, kausapin at SBWS, kausapin kagad ang employer para ma-arrange yung deduction nito. Alright, from Miss Yu, Sir Jhoe, maximum percentage limit po ba ang pay cut? If may pay cut po, can we still explore part-time jobs while we'll keep our full-time employment? Let me answer the second part and then I will leave it to Sir Jhoe dun sa first. Can we explore part-time jobs? Pwede, as long as napag-usapan ito with the employer. Kaya naglabas ako na kanina ng social card na if meron kayong i-furlough o meron kayong temporary layoff, do not take it against the employee kung sila ay hahanap ng ibang pagkakaperahan. Kung ikaw ang tatanggap nitong tempo layoff, bago ka pumirma, you get an arrangement with them to be clear. Alright? Kung ikaw naman si HR at ikaw magpapapirma ng temporary layoff, gumawa ka muna ng policy pagdating sa moonlighting para hindi ikaw ang sasakit ang ulo pagka merong nag-seek ng employment tapos hindi kayo magkasundo ng employer mo kung ano yung gagawin. So before you offer as an HR, you already have the policy. Kung ikaw ang recipient, huwag kang pipirma hanggang hindi ka nakakakuha ng clearance na humanap ng kaperahan. Alright, so Sir Jhoe, yung first part, you have to answer that maya-maya. Alright, from Let. Those employers who put 00, nasagot na rin ito. Pag mali po yan, mahahabol kayo ng SSS. Kailangan yung baguhin yan. Paulo Guillermo, paano po dapat gawin pag may mga contribution kayo sa SSS PRN tapos na iba pumasok na employee? Alright, kay Monet. Right, we are in no work, no pay. The company decided to prorate depending on the number of days na pinasok. The de minimis allowances, is that legal? It used to be we release it in full pero effective last pay of May, we prorate it. Thank you. Raz, is there a definite time on giving the allowance? Say 3 to 5 years. If an employee say change his location, if there is an agreement, can we take it back from the employee? From Noemi. Thank you lang pala yun. Richelle, again, the company has been giving the transfer for 2 years na. How long po ba yung sinasabing na hinog na benefit? Okay, from Melanie, the company sends letter of layoff to employees and their last day is June 30. Do we still need to give them work schedule from June 1 to 29? Pag hindi nyo sila bibigyan ng schedule, pwede lang yung basta bayaran nyo sila ng buong 30 days. The same effectivity date, pero babayaran ninyo yung 30 days nila. Hindi ito yung separation pay, ito yung rendering period. From Cherry, regarding alternate work agreement, sino yon? Si Claudine. Alright. Sabi ni Cherry, regarding alternate work agreement, naka-reduction of normal days po kami. Need po ba na specific amount ng compensation na ilagay sa agreement. What if this week, 2 days work lang, ni employee the next week is 3 days. Okay. From Onet, this is the last question on the chat box. Until when po ba ang deduction of work hours? Is it allowed mag-exceed ng 6 months? Lalo na kung yung deduction has no definite time hours or per week. And may humabol si Eka. Thus, diminution of benefits can escalate concern for FWA, especially for those who deducted salaries yet did not deducted work days. Take it away, Sir Jhoe.
Okay, sorry. So, doon muna tayo sa maternity leave. Wait. So, dito sa isa kanina, maternity leave, dahil sabi niya you'll be closing yung business yata. If doon sa notification period ng pag-filing, matatapat siya after or ng closure of the business. Much better na mag-voluntary na lang si employee para makapag-claim siya ng maternity leave benefits. I'll just go back to the question. Okay. Going back to what Sir Sunny said regarding sa question sa furlough, if verbal, you need to put it in writing as always. Then before that, you should also consider talking to the managers of the employee, advise them ahead of time para makapag-plan din sila regarding dun sa manpower complement nila, distribution of work. Diminution of benefits, kung kailan nahinog. Ito ang medyo technical. Some says that even 3 months lang yan o 4 months, hinog na. While other mga Supreme Court rulings naman, sinasabi nila na 1 year or more than 1 year. So, medyo nate-technical tayo dito depending sa evaluation kung sino ng mga arbiters or ng sa DOLE. Kaya wala talagang specific time kung paano nasasabi na hinog na yung benefits. Particularly kung malaki ang impact or yung allowances, you need to consider and talk to the employee first before removing those benefits. Lalo na kung dun sa salary package ninyo, yun yung one of the consideration kung bakit pinili kayo ni employee to accept that offer. Regarding the last question, diminution of benefit can escalate concern for FWA, especially for those who deducted salaries yet did not deduct work days. Like we said earlier, dapat merong mutual agreement between the employee and employer before implementing the deduction of the salaries, implementing yung flexible working arrangement. So there's no diminution of benefits in implementing other flexible work arrangement, especially yung mga reduced number of days or putting employees on parang rotational work because you're only paying them for what they rendered. So there's no diminution of benefits.
All right. So I guess what we will be doing is i-save yung mga questions doon sa chat box and then we will send it to Sir Jhoe para sagutin niya, no? And then we will distribute the transcript ng answers to everybody. All right? And I understand we have moms in the house that need to prepare for the dinner. So we will be cutting short yung ating session. Magkakaroon na tayo ng groupie. So can I request everybody to open their videos right now? Two shots ang gagawin natin since we are around 85 or 84 in the house. So this will be the first shot. Tapos i-adjust na lang natin ito mamaya. We're waiting for Paul Christian, for Lay, Sir Jhoe. To open the cam for the groupie. Asan si Sir Jhoe? O baka yung isang ang hindi bukas. Okay, so this is the first shot. 1, 2, cheese. Okay, second. Meron pa kasing nasa kabilang room. Nasa 4 rooms tayo, so 4 slides ito. Second room. Say cheese. Okay, we are now going to the third room. All right. So dito maraming hindi naka-open. Yung isang account mo, Sir Jhoe, si Melanie, si Gab, si Jennifer, si Saint, si Tiffany, si Weng, si Hart, si Laurie, si Ellen, si Simbelin, si George, si BCS Carpio, si Claudine. Kindly open the video, please.
Apologies po, Sir Sunny. Naka-disable po kasi sa company po.
Alright, okay.
Company, laptop. Sorry
Okay,
po.
no problem. What about the rest? Alright, sige. So, kung medyo magulo yung background, okay lang. Alright? Next time, pag mayroon tayong Zoom, maglagay na lang tayo ng profile picture para mukhang groupie na rin, hindi pangalan yung nakalabas. Okay.
Copy po. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So this is the third room. Meron pang isang room, ano? So 1, 2, go. All right. Last room. Medyo madami-dami kasi tayo. All right. So okay. 1, 2. Okay. Thank you very much, people. Meron naman tayong recording nito. So we'll just edit the raw video. And then we will also share it dun sa different GCs. Now, if you are not yet part of our GC, may tatlong GC na kasi tayo. If you are not yet part of any of the 3, please PM me so we can include you there. And likewise, if you want a certificate, I just need a volunteer to do it. But I will design the digital certificate. If there will be a volunteer in the house, then we can proceed with that. Just PM me, tapos i-announce ko sa GCs kung sino kung meron na tayong meron na magpa-process rather ng certificates. All right? Okay, yes.
Good evening. In case po pala may gusto mag-join from our Viber community, I'll let you know also.
Sandali, wait, ano 'yon?
in case of emergency that someone who wants to join again sa kasi may mga ad na humahabol pa rin eh. Is it okay to inform you again also? Kasi di ba yung first GC kasi hindi na ako makapag-add since nasa first GC ako. Yan.
Oh, hindi. I-add kita sa third GC. At saka kaya ikaw ang point person in case na I missed out something. Diba? Then if you already have the credentials, by either Zoom o kaya Gmeet, kahit wala pa sila sa GC, bato mo na. Then i-add na lang later.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Copy that. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Going once? Going twice? Again, announcement before we call it the night. Sa Saturday, magkakaroon ng informal meeting dun sa HR Entrepreneurship. This is to finalize the plan for the economic community. Ito yung may mga side gigs. Ito yung mga humahabol doon sa 3 workshops para before we have the final session on June 13, nakaplansya na, nakasabay na lahat. Now, ano yung magiging session sa June 13? We have invited several HR practitioners who are currently managing a side gig. All right? Meron tayong isang executive na meron siyang cart sa isang mall. Meron tayong isang HR practitioner, nag-start siyang HR tapos binili niya yung operations ng kumpanya. So siya na yung nagmamanage ng company na yon. We have an HR na gamay niya yung sa online gigs naman, kumukuha siya ng projects as an HR practitioner. Nakapag-trip siya sa Japan, sa Korea, hindi niya ginamit yung savings niya. Ang ginamit lang niya yung kita niya sa online. And we have another HR person, ito serial entrepreneur tawag ko kasi meron siyang paseroksan dito, meron siyang barbecuehan doon, nangingisda din siya, pero professional din siya. Alright, so we also have him in the house. We have somebody naman na habang nag-aaral pa ay nakakuha na ng kondo dahil din sa mga racket niya. She is also an HR practitioner. And we have around 5 people, true to life story, na possible, doable, na maging full-time employee tapos may minamanage na side gig. Now, the reason for this, why I am doing this, napag-usapan natin kanina with Ara, yung hirap ng mental stress, and part na nakakadagdag sa anxiety natin is kaperahan, whether we will admit it or not. The number one reason why we are worried, especially kung meron kang housing loan, meron kang car loan, wag na pa natin isama yung credit cards. Di ba nakaka-worry naman talaga? Right? So paano natin to ma-augment itong worry na to? The purpose for this HR entrepreneurship class is to make sure na you can start your side gig. Tapos we will develop a community na tayo magsusuportahan para ma-sustain yung side gig na to. And the end game na nakikita ko is in 2 years time, dapat yung kinikita mo sa full-time work is kaya ng tapatan ng side gig. So you will be empowered. Alright? So if you're interested to catch up dito, kasi sa next week pa naman yung session ng HR Entrepreneurship, you let us know para mahabol ninyo yung 3 workshops. Okay? So, Sir Jhoe, any last word?
Well, like I said earlier, reminder lang, before implementing any of these strategies, check first what is the capacity, the need, impact also for both the employee and the business. Yan lang po.
All right. Thank you very much, Sir Jhoe, for the time. And ang dami nating natutunan kay Sir Jhoe. So I will be adding Sir Jhoe doon sa third GC. So kung part kayo ng first and second GC, sorry na lang. So yung nasa third GC, sila yung pwedeng magtanong ng diretso kay Sir Jhoe. However, yung mga questions na hindi nasagot ngayon, sasagutin ni Sir Jhoe ito, then ibabato ko to sa the other 2 GCs. All right? Okay. So good night, people. Thank you very much. I will see you next week. I will see you on Saturday. Good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you, Sir Sunny. Bye. Good night.
Thank you, Sir Sunny, Sir Jhoe. Thank you.
Good night.
Stay
Bye.
safe. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe.
Thank you, Sir Sunny.
Thank you.
Sir Sunny, pa ako sa isang sa isang GC natin. Thank you.
Pa-PM po, baka hindi ko
Opo,
matandaan po.
opo.
Alright.
Thank you, Sir Sunny. Thank you po.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hi, Jamie. You're around pala.
Yes, Sir Sunny. Thank
Ikaw
you ulit,
worker
Sir
ka, ha?
Sunny.
Hindi ka nagtataas ng kamay. Nagtatago ka sa crowd, ha?
Kasi po, alam mo naman, nagluluto, tumatakbo, ganyan.
Multitasking kasi tayo eh. Yeah, right.
Opo. Ingat po, Sir Sunny. See you again
Yes.
soon.
Miss you.
Miss you, Nat. See you po soon. Bye-bye.
I will schedule you for a session dito sa Kamustahan, Miss Jamie.
Sige po, bigyan nyo lang po ako ng enough time para maka-prepare.
Okay. Hindi naman bukas sa susunod na araw.
Sige po. Okay po.
Alright. Good night.
Bye-bye.